Hello, Taurus. Welcome to March 2018. We're here, finally. I like March. I like Piscean energies. I really hope you guys had a good month. I really, really do. I know that your readings have been really intense lately. You know, you guys are kind of entering into this kind of dark zone, right? And in the reading this month, I feel like you have this amazing future, one that is so big and so promising and so bright. But right now, you just can't see it. Like you can't quite see the path of how it's going to really come to fruition. And so you're resisting it a little bit. Now, I need to note that in Scorpio, we have Jupiter going retrograde this month. Okay, so that's going to be a big deal because it happens in your house of relationships. So your connections with people are going to be affected and they may kind of slow down. And I think you really do have someone amazing because I pulled out, what did I pull out? A King of Cups, but it's connected with a Nine of Swords. King of Cups being a Scorpio quality and someone that's so beautiful and so grounded and safe and secure. But you know what? They need security as well. And somehow you guys are both wanting the same thing and yet not giving it to each other. And it can get confusing, but it doesn't have to be, you know? Let me see what else I put in my notes here. I mean, you have such an immense power, I guess we could say, to really manifest whatever it is you want at this time, Saturn and Capricorn. And you being Taurus, you are the sign of manifestation. We've got Uranus moving into your sign in the next couple months. So it's going to be really a lot of focus on you guys coming into the next few months. And you can manifest whatever you want. So you can manifest the good stuff or you can manifest the tough stuff. So it's really up to you, and how you kind of handle the situation is going to really determine the course of the upcoming year. We have a Mercury retrograde coming in at the end of March as well. So that lends itself to issues with communicating, resistance communicating, and misinterpreting things as well. So let's go ahead and get started in the reading. Please note that I do have the comprehensive readings available for purchase on my website. Last month I did them for free just to kind of introduce you guys to them. But I got such amazing feedback. I was not expecting what I got. It was fantastic. So I was ecstatic to do it again. And prices like $5.99. So if you don't want to spend like $100 on a private reading, you know, you don't have to, because I think that a lot of the answers to some questions will come out during these comprehensive readings. So with that said, let's go ahead and move in. All right, thanks guys. Bye. Hello Taurus, how are you? Welcome to your March reading. Let's go ahead and jump in. I had this card pop out while I was shuffling. We have the Two of Swords for you. And the thing with this card is sometimes it does feel like there's a choice looming. We have to make some kind of decision. But the fact of the matter is, you already know what the decision needs to be. And I see this as being a very peaceful card. I associate it with Libra. And I mean, it is associated with Libra. And when we have it in the upright position, there is balance in our life. In another one of my decks, it's called the Lord of Peace Restored. And whatever kind of upheaval you've had in your life, whatever kind of crossroads you feel like you are at, ultimately I think you know what needs to be done in order to create that peace. And peace is such an underrated quality, I think, and those of you who have been following me for any length of time know that I talk about this all the time, where a lot of times we go after the things that make us feel intense, make us feel extreme highs, you know, the things that validate us in some way. But peace is really where love resides. Right? And I don't just mean love, you know, love is everywhere, whether it is in the workplace or it is in a romantic relationship or, you know, wherever it is, it's everywhere. And I feel like there's this desire to operate and to make decisions in the name of love. Again, not romantic love, but love, which is the force of the universe, so to speak. And I know that's a very deep and kind of profound way to start the reading, but you're in a very deep and profound place in your life. I said this past couple months, Saturn in a cardinal sign. It's kind of a big deal for you, right? Let's see what else comes out here. And the Fool. So first of all, let's talk about the fact that we have the moon in the corner here. Okay, the moon is that messenger of our intuition. She's the one that illuminates just enough what we need to know. And the Fool in the reversal is telling me that something is hanging you up, or hanging up a situation, or someone else is being hung up. So I'm going to clarify both these in the extended or the comprehensive reading, okay? There can be fear associated with this card reversed. A fear that we're not going to be okay. A fear that we don't have all the information in order to make the right decisions. This can be, it's exerting a great deal of caution. And Taurus, you're kind of notorious for that, right? The cautious energy, the fixed earth, fixed being slow and earth being extra slow. You're the one that always has to kind of really make sure that you feel safe before you do something. Okay, now I'm not getting an indication whether or not you are safe. I think you know whether or not you are. Again, the name of the game is what can you do, or what do you need to decide in order to have peace. Okay? Let's see what else comes up. The Fool is a resistance into something new, right? King of Cups. I'm going to pull out one more. I'm not really getting a vibe whether or not that's you. Initially, my very first instinct was it's someone else. So you're dealing with the King of Cups, okay? At this moment, I feel safety with that person. I do. Now, I know we have an eclipse coming in on the 15th. But I do think that there does seem to be this kind of air of confusion going on. Do you feel safe? Can you trust this person? Is this someone, if it speaks to you that it's you, can you trust yourself? I think that you're operating with very little information right now. And this person could be acting a little bit secretive as well. They really could be seemingly holding things back. That's the essence of a King of Cups, right? We have the Scorpio quality coming out here. Now, they don't have to be Scorpio. They could be any sign. But when we think of the Scorpio archetype, we think of secrecy, repression. We think of a confusing person, confusing on the outside, but someone that's not going to do something unless they really want it, right? Someone that's not going to date someone if they don't really want to date them. The moon confuses things even more. I feel that there's a big fat question mark in your life in regards to this person, you being very self-protective, but also they are also self-protective, so you're kind of butting heads a little bit in terms of who's going to cave first. I call this the game of chicken. Who's going to cave first? Who is going to be vulnerable, right? Now, the thing with vulnerability, and I see deeply feminine qualities coming out here with the moon and the Two of Swords. The thing with vulnerability is sometimes we misinterpret that as being needy or emotional or whatever. But no, vulnerable means to be able to speak your truth and kind of put it out there. Now, they're probably not going to do it first, right? They're probably not. And if you were to do that, and intrinsically I think you know that if you were to put yourself out there, it might not get returned verbally. Now, the thing that's confusing is that this person is going to do all the right things. This person is going to say all the right things. They're going to show you that they're there for you. This is a stable person. This is a loyal person, I feel. They will show you with their actions that they are there for you. But I think you need more than that. You need more clarity. And right now, like, the clarity just isn't there. And this can cause a great deal of tension. You can feel like this person is kind of leading you down that path, right? Down the path here that we have with the moon. Leading you down that path, step by step. And you really questioning whether or not you have faith in where you're really going. Is this just going to be like a casual relationship? Are we going to commit at some point? Are we going to get married at some point? If it speaks to you in terms of work, like, are you going to give me the job offer? Or if this is your boss, like, am I going to get that promotion? You know, whatever it is. And there's guidance, but dark guidance. Blind faith guidance. And I don't think you like that. You're not vibing with that. Right? So let's see what else comes out. Okay, we got 3. These kind of working, I wouldn't say against each other, but kind of contradictory to one another. The Ace of Wands upright and the Page of Wands reverse. First of all, let's talk about the World card, because we're getting the 3 major arcana here, and these are kind of caught in the crossfires a little bit. I think you know that something isn't over, which is why you're hesitant to begin. The World reverse. There's a chapter of your life that just hasn't officially closed yet, and you're not feeling the sense of closure. You're not feeling the sense of being able to really leave it behind. Now, I know the first couple months I talked a lot about last year, but we're getting far enough into 2018. We've had all the planets going direct now for a while. I think they're all still going direct. I haven't really checked the astro clock, but we're getting far enough now where that stuff hopefully is starting to fade away and you're more future forward looking, right? Because we're tired of the stuff from the past few years, right? So let's not dwell. Let's not talk too much more about it. Let's not give it any more power than it deserves. The World does signify, though, that you are resisting that new chapter, and the World, and the Fool, you certainly are not jumping into anything new. So you may feel like you're just totally caught in this really weird limbo, and you don't know who to trust. You don't know to trust yourself or this King of Cups. You don't know what's coming, and you're just kind of operating, like I said before, purely in blind faith. And that's kind of, makes sense with the blindfold across her eyes here. Truly blind faith. I hope your life is feeling peaceful, hopefully. And maybe you're like even afraid to make anything change because you don't want anything to change because everything seems to be working well. And there's like this walking on eggshells, thinking of your life as something so fragile that at any moment it could break. And I get that and I understand that, right? But at the same time, you do need to continue forward. The Ace of Wands, again, I'm going to clarify both of these. Actually, probably all the cards I'm going to be clarifying so far in the comprehensive. The Ace of Wands is so beautiful and so well deserved. This can be physical, sexual passion for some of you. It can be a new entrepreneurial activity that you're doing, a new business that you're launching, a new idea, a new whatever. And there's that spark of true desire that will that comes from in, right? That spirit within us that somehow just is pushing us forward. Now, in a love context, because I know a lot of people are here for romance, right? In a love context, this person seems to be offering you some really good things. But at the end of the day, this is just a potential, just a new opportunity. You don't have to take it if you don't feel ready for some reason, right? If you're not feeling safe. And I think a lot of you are feeling very unsafe. But this person isn't making you feel that way. You're making yourself feel that way. Page of Wands. Again, it goes well with the Fool in the reversal and the World reversed. Like, not stepping forward. I think you really, really, really want to be optimistic. I think you really, really, really want to envision the best and to manifest the best. And you have nothing but the most pure intentions. But you are seriously not wanting to move forward. I feel like there's something that's not being said, like, or you're not hearing what you need to hear, and not just from this person. Maybe in regards to this Ace of Wands too. You get the opportunity, but there's just not that safety net down there. And you're just not about to take the leap. And let's continue. I don't know what else. Let's continue. Star, beautiful. But see, look, the star and the moon, right? These are celestial entities, and I often see them as guides, okay? But see, it's not the sun. The stars are very dim. The moon can be bright, and it can also be very dim as well. Let me pull out the last one for the square, and then we'll talk about the star a little bit more. A lot of major arcana. I'm not surprised. Seven of Wands. Okay. I feel that this person is directly in line with your hopes and wishes. And you do have this sense of idealism about what this could be, and I think they're somewhat offering it to you, but they're not, like I said, they're not vocalizing it. They are not putting anything in concrete right now. They're not putting anything in writing right now. They're not opening themselves up to you right now. And as a reaction, you are not opening yourself up to them either. But at the end of the day, see, we have the cups here, and it's kind of funny how the water is kind of like water, 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 even though she's got swords, but it's water here. So let's kind of even go like that a little bit, right? Just focus here. There does seem to be little miracles happening. Depends on whether or not you recognize them as miracles or not. I feel that your life is kind of unfolding just one little thing at a time, and you are manifesting what it is you desire, whether it is a quality relationship, hopefully for a lot of you, or a new business thing or whatever. You are manifesting that thing, and you are seeing it petal by petal, the rose opening. But there's still that holding my breath, like, is it really going to work? Is it really going to work? Is it going to go? Is it going to go? Is it going to do, you know? And the star is such a spiritual card. You know, it's the card of Aquarius. And we have the solar eclipse in Aquarius coming up soon, like I mentioned. And Aquarius illuminates our place in the bigger whole. And when we think about, on a broad scale, what our world could be capable of if we're all on the same page and we're all working together globally, right? But you kind of need to get in line with that on the individual side. Does that make sense? And when I say the world for this little reading, you and this person is your world, right? Your family is your world. Your workplace is your world. And you're going to need to get on board with like really allowing things to take shape. And the process of manifestation comes from thoughts first, right? And I often see like this water. I was watching something once about, there's this thing, I don't know how many of you know about it. It's called astrotheology, and it really equates a lot of the religion of the world to astrology, and it's really, really fascinating to study. And someone once said that Aquarius, the water bearer, is comparable to the concept or the idea of John the Baptist. That once Jesus was baptized, he was then able to begin his ministry. And now that's just visual, that's just a story, right? And yet we kind of go through baptisms all the time throughout the course of our life, where we feel or we receive some kind of blessing or some kind of cleansing. And with the crash and burn from last year to the uprise of this year, hopefully, that is your kind of baptism. And so I think what's happening is you're resisting the good things to really wash over you because you really question whether or not it's going to work out for you. But it is the mere act of questioning, it is the mere act of doubting that is going to cause that stuff to not happen. This is a card of belief, and belief rooted in truth. Now I know I'm going to really high level concepts here. I hope you guys can follow me. But you are the keeper of truth. See the blue? The blue represents our right brain, right? The divine feminine, the emotional place, our creative place. The place in our mind that intuits and brings us truth from the universal substance, okay? And I feel that you are deeply connected to your intuition right now. We've got the moon, we have the two of swords, and we have this. And so it's like you're doubting for no reason. That was a whole big thing. I hope you guys followed me. The star is powerful. It's not just like a light, beautiful, magical energy. It really demands that you pay attention and be responsible for your energy and for your thoughts, because the more and more you doubt and the more you resist the beautiful things that are trying to come to you, the more and more likely you are to manifest things that are strife related. Okay? And whatever obstacles you feel like you're up against right now, you're going to push through them, right? And you may feel like right now it's like getting a camel through the keyhole, right? Or the pinhole, or whatever it's called, through the eye of the needle, the camel through the eye of the needle. If that's what you feel like you're trying to do right now, you will get the camel through there. All right, you will. And whatever anyone else is saying to you, like, completely don't listen to other people. This is not about them, right? If the universe is trying to give you an amazing love, let the love come in. And if you're questioning their motives, and I will pull more cards for him in the comprehensive, but from what I can see right now, you're the one that's resisting. Okay, and if you find yourself being in love with someone that's not really loving you back, you'll really need to pay attention to that attachment, right? Because the universe is trying to push you toward a place of peace, And the more and more you remain attached to someone that isn't loving you back, the more of the not having of that person and the more of the not having love in general is going to manifest in your life. Like you are highly, it's not, there's not even a verb, an adjective for that, like highly capable of manifesting whatever you want. So you really, really need to be cautious and mindful and responsible for the thoughts and the frequencies that you're emitting right now, okay? Oh, Taurus, I don't even know what to say. You guys have been kind of hit hard. Taurus, Cancer, Capricorn, Aries. Like every time I got to do a cardinal reading, I'm like, gotta get prepared, mentally prepared, gotta hydrate, because I can really feel the intensity of the energy coming through in your readings for sure. For sure. 3 more and then we'll go ahead and cut it off. Oh. Got a whole bunch, but I'm just going to pull this one. We've got the 9 of Wands, right? Which again is a highly protective energy. It's you, Taurus. It's you just kind of holding back and not like that culture of vulnerability that I'm talking about. You're not really playing that game. You're going to have to kind of... Well, hold on. Before I say anything, let me just pull a couple more. Yeah, what is it? I think you're trying to ignore that this is here. Like this is you, Taurus, and you're trying to, like, here's this protectiveness, and like you're telling yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? How can I be, you know, how can I be the one that's preventing these good things from coming to me? How can I, you know, and you're spinning. You're going around in circles. And yet you're pretending like, no, everything's good. I'm good. I can control this. I'm totally there. But like this is the type of stuff that culture of vulnerability, that's what this is talking about, right? And being honest with someone and speaking your truth, right? The Queen of Swords is no stranger to speaking her truth, right? And being like, hey, King of Cups, I just want you to know that I'm having a little freak out session about becoming vulnerable with you. And I'm having a freak out session about letting myself into this new chapter. And I'm really worried about this new business I'm launching. And I'm really worried about, you know, and being very, very raw. And I think the resistance to that rawness and that resistance to that intensity that's going on below the surface, that is what is going to actually manifest the positive things. Okay, so almost all cards being clarified, I think, for the comprehensive. So I really, really hope to see you guys there. You know, I had such amazing feedback about them, my February ones, last month. People were like, it gave me so much more clarity into what it was you were talking about. And I always kind of thought this was fine, but I am kind of seeing how more information could be really beneficial. But if you don't want to spend like 70 or 100 or 150 bucks on a private reading, you can spend just a few bucks and get a lot more details. So that's kind of where I'm at. So I hope you guys got something from this part of it. I hope to see you on the website. And if not, then I will see you next month. Thanks so much. Bye.